The attention of the country was drawn to this news when the DPP Nordin Haji was appointed, or rather was nominated by President William Ruto to replace the outgoing Director General of NIS. But what many people did not pay attention to, and that's what I have just gathered this evening, or rather in the nation, is that Philip Camero, who took over the office in 2014, was supposed to retire next year in September, and is being forced to leave office 16 months before expiry of before his retirement. You might be asking what about, or what exactly is. He took over in 2014. He was sworn in 2014, and then he's supposed to serve a 5-year term. So upon the expiry of his contract in 2019, former President Uhuru Kenyatta renewed his term he renewed him, and he got a second term that then was supposed to end in 2024 next year. But then he's joined lists of people, or rather officials, who are close to former President Uhuru Kenyatta that have been hounded out of office. And William Ruto has finally constituted the new face of the National Security Council, consisting of Aden Duale, Alfred Mutua, Aden Duale the defense CS, AG Muturi, DCI Amina Mohammed, not Amina Mohammed, the DCI Alfred Mutua, Kindiki, Ogolla, the new CDF, and now the new DG that is coming into office, and Kome, Japhet Kome, who is the IG. So what has happened here is that he's been hounded out of office, and it's looking at the same as that of Kinoti, because we were actually told that Kinoti resigned, later to realize that that resignation was actually a forced one. The decision to settle on DPP, rather being nominated for that position, really came as a shock. But I think this was something they're offering, because when the discussion about people who met Raila Odinga came through, one of the names that was largely mentioned was that of DPP Haji, that is amongst the team that were dispatched to meet the team on Raila Odinga's side, and probably that is something that was expected. This pointed out, and the outgoing NIS boss, a few days or a month towards the last general election, I think William Ruto appeared in an interview and said that he was not getting the intelligent briefs as of before, as to whether it was a political accusation, or it was something factual. You know, the accused never gave a rebuttal. You know, it's normally a position that they don't normally respond to politicians. But also he led the intelligence that was largely mentioned in the last year's general election. And I remember when PS, I think that was Kibicho and Musheru, saying that the national intelligence was already showing that Raila was going to win the last general election. And William Ruto team were a bit irritated by that, and even launched complaints saying that seeking audience from the NIS boss to respond to how those claims are coming, or whether the NIS is being used for the political lineage of the day. So it has been going on. And of course, one thing that you'll see here is he was the only person of high ranking Uhuru era a leader, or Uhuru era official, who was still in office. So the spy man was the one who was remaining. Quite a number, if you look at the IG Mutyambai had left, Kibochi was replaced by Ogolla, and quite a number had left. And so the only person that remained in a very powerful position and was still inclined was the person who was from Uhuru Kenyatta's era, was actually the NIS boss. So probably the purge, if it was something that was going on, is a bit complete. But I want us to look at why William Ruto decided to deface completely those who are perceived as Uhuru Kenyatta's appointees, or rather Uhuru Kenyatta's loyalists, especially in that National Security Council. That is the apex body that discusses matters security. I want us to look at that keenly, but before it, let's take this commercial break and listen to this from Jay's Flowers.
Hi guys, my name is Kevin of the Bold Analysis. Are you looking for fresh Kenyan flour? Then you need credible, certified and trusted company. And that is why I want to introduce to you Jay's Flowers Limited. Jay's Flowers Limited is a company that is currently based at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. And what you need to do is very simple. When you place your order with Jay's Flowers Limited, they will help you to get fresh flowers from the farm and also process the exportation to the country of destination. This is a trusted company that is currently working with clients from 7 continents across the world. What you need to know, you need to get more information by contacting them here, +254 7433 94954. Jay's Flowers Limited, the home of quality flowers.
Now, kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell and like our video. Thank you very much for supporting this podcast. It is indeed true that let me say the one members of last National Security Advisory Council that were largely and they have a chance, or rather they have a stake to play in the leadership of the country. When I was listening to Isaac Hassan, he actually said that in 2014, when there was a tender about, I think when there was the issue of the tendering about ballot boxes, they were summoned, or rather they received calls from members of the National Security Council, by then a member, who also tried to reach out to them. So it's not new, and of course this body is a very sensitive and the highest decision making on body in matter security, but it has over time also become a punching bag for those who feel, especially those who feel that this body is against them, because it's only on the other side of incumbency. Now, Ruto is a bit insecure, and there is some aspects, scenarios that are playing why he insisted on doing away with Uhuru Kenyatta's loyalists. And I think it was largely supported by, I saw Mutahi saying that he's right to put up a team, his own team, the team you trust best, so that you put up. This is different from the appointees, the civil servants that are appointed in different positions. Now, this is a bit of you need a trust, because this is the backbone of the power. It's actually the backroom power of any of the presidency. I likely see this NIS, this is a body that has often been used for political reasons. And the reason why maybe even this position had to be fixed earlier, because if the boss, NIS boss, was to leave because of political incorrectness, then it would not have taken even the 8 months for him to still be in office. if it was just about living, and I remember us analyzing just in September that he was supposed to also to live with the former President Uhuru Kenyatta. And so it is very true that if he was to live, if he was to suffer the purge that others suffered, the way Kinoti was handed out of office, if he was to suffer that, if he was to live on that ground, then he would have left earlier. But now, something happened suddenly. And I am not, I don't have monopoly of ideas in this, but my opinion could be that the current administration wants to use this NIS to manage their political missions ahead of 2027. Technically, and this is not something I'm borrowing from anywhere else, I'm just borrowing from the same politicians. On the other side, when William Ruto was not with the incumbent president, they largely blamed that, the NIS is saying that Raila is going to win, or NIS is being used for this and that. It became a punching bag. And now, what makes you to think that now there it is at their disposal? Because when they complained, of course, it's a survey. It's one that does the survey. They can technically use it. So there is a high likelihood that it is being positioned. Why now? You are seeing political activities going on at UDA. And William Ruto is very insecure in terms of the second term. Wants to put everything. So that, with the level of inconsistency of the government, you also need to make sure that you have a very good team that will tell you what exactly the impact, the impact of what you are doing with vis-a-vis your population, your familiarity in the ground, your popularity on the ground. So that is also something I see. And that is why it could not wait for the 60 months to finish. He wanted to put someone and manage a situation where this would largely be used. Remember, at the campaign trail, there was a narrative that will never use the forces of these offices for politics because we have enough people to do politics. Secondly, Uhuru Kenyatta, some of these people in these offices were actually given jobs by Uhuru Kenyatta. So maybe William Ruto is also fearing that there could be intelligent leaks that can leak to former president and guide political motives or other political moves by the opposition wing. And I know there are a lot of unspoken things. The mass action that was being coordinated by Raila Odinga, you could see where he successfully could actually escape the police dragnets, where the police are taking this direction and takes another direction. Now, even the fact that the police could not know where will he come from. The police will not know where is he or where will he come from. It actually told you that he got some backing of how it was managed. And probably they are realizing that he's not consolidated that much of support. There was a leaked radio call by, I think that was Mutua, Makau Mutua, talking to some officer on the other end. And I think we analyzed it, and really a number of Kenyans criticized Makau Mutua for sharing that video because it was a bit of exclusive and it was overexposing Raila Odinga. So looking at what happened even at the mass action and what could have been going on there, they were a bit scared that maybe Uhuru Kenyatta benefited from some intelligence leaks and benefit, and that really aided the opposition activities. Now, President Ruto will also make this move to activate vigilance to monitor the nation's mood. But if you want to know the truth, then you should not put your friends. You should get someone who will not be subdued when he sees you. Someone who will face you in the face and tell you, President, in Nyandarua, these people are not happy. President, in Baringo, these people are crying about banditry. But if you're still going to put your friends, people who you've been with them all along, and you have a very personal relationship, do you expect these people to tell you the truth? They will not. So if you really wanted genuine reports and really knowing the real depiction, then you need to get your enemy to tell you that. There could have been lapses. Yeah, there could have been lapses. What happened in Shakahola was largely blamed. People asking, where was the intelligence here? Even the bandits, the war against bandits has also been, those two have been blamed so far that there is some laxity or there's some lapses. So maybe it's also in the spirit of trying to tie the losing ends, so that make sure that the government is not put into more shame. You know, during the interview, Lofty Matambo forced the president, was asking the president need to apologize, and the president had to apologize. So he's realizing that quite a number of things are going on, and we just need to tie up the losing ends, not to mean that the person was there was not that much competent. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my take. Let's meet in the next video.